Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. This is Spirit Journey. I hope all is well this beautiful, beautiful Friday. It is June 3rd, 2022, and the time is now 5:07 p.m. I have an interesting topic to talk about. I've never talked about this before, and I think it's a very important topic. It is about communication. Yep, good old communication. I've been going on YouTube for quite a while now, watching videos on the continent of Africa. Since I think all this year so far. And so I thought, wow, I'm thinking about going over there. And I like to be prepared. And I thought, hey, if you're really interested in going over there, um, and if you don't speak certain languages there, it would be a good idea to get a translator. So I got one. I ordered it 2 days ago. It came real quick. And I'm just opening it now. This little device here. It feels nice in the hand actually. It's real lightweight. You can feel it. It's nice. And I like the texture on it. It has like a leathery feel, so it grips your hand. It is called Vasco, or looks backwards there, but it's Vasco. V as in Victor, A as in Sam, C as in cat, O. Vasco. Yeah, that's like electronics. Vasco Electronics. And I found out about this model online. It took me a while to decide, and it offers a lot of, I think, like 130 something languages, but not all of them. It's still kind of confusing for me, but like some of the languages are offline. And I took that as that you don't have to be connected to the internet. You can just turn your device on and select the languages you want, and it'll be there for you to use, while the others require you have to be hooked up to the internet. So it was essential that I get a translator that could do Swahili. Swahili is spoken in East Africa, heavily in East Africa. So it said that it offered that, but it doesn't offer the audio. Like like the whole point of this, like you press the button and say hello, blah 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 blah. I demonstrate. Let me see here. You turn it on. Okay. It's like a computer. What's happened there? Let's see. Go back. Yeah, they don't offer Swahili. I mean, it has, like, you see a Swahili kind of blur order. It's hard to really see, but I hope you can see that it's Swahili, that American English on top and Swahili on the bottom. Okay, that's what it's supposed to say. It looked kind of blurred to me. Okay, well, what it does. Oops. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna say, could you tell me where the bank is? Okay, you press this button here. It's real simple to use. Excuse me, where is the nearest bank from here? Okay. Now the bottom there in blue, it has it in the Swahili, but no audio. I didn't know that. What if the person you're presenting this to, that they're blind, or they're poor, they're blind, or they don't know how to read, And people don't want to scream. People more want to hear. You know, people can be slow in reading. So there's no audio on this, and I'm really upset about that. Yeah. So we go back, and I'll select the language, French. Okay, let's do the French. I'm going to say the same question. Excuse me, where is the nearest bank from here?
Excusez-moi, où est la banque la plus proche d'ici?
See that? Press it again. When I press it again, repeat it. No, it's not going to do it.
Excusez-moi, où est la banque la plus proche d'ici?
Okay, it's not nice? That's how it should work, a translator. But it doesn't do it for the Swahili. And I really, I bought it for that. I mean, everything on the market has French, Spanish, it has all the, the major, it has the languages of your former oppressors. It has all of them. It has audio, has the print, wow. So I looked up. I'm offended. I'm going to turn it off. I'm offended. And why I'm offended is because this is signifying something. See, it's not your imagination, people out there, why, in particular black people, why you feel left out, why you feel smaller than other people sometimes. You just kind of feel sometimes inadequate. You feel like you have to overcompensate sometimes for certain things, It's always an excuse. This is deliberate. See, if you just show, if when you have a device like this, you're telling us indirectly that those languages that you cater to, you think that they're more important. You're putting a value to them. So, French, Spanish, Italian, language I've never even heard of. And it's on this little device. All those languages from, like even Scandinavian languages. It's not that many people that live in Scandinavia. They might have a lot of land, like Sweden has a lot of land. Hey, Kendrick. Good to see you. Here, you had like the Scandinavian language, Sweden. It's only spoken in that one country. But it's on here. I'm doing fine, Kendrick. Yeah, I'm talking about this product I bought. This is a portable translator, Kendrick. Yeah, Kendrick's yeah, he comes on. Sometimes I see him. He's really a good person. Yeah. I'm just talking about this product that just came in the mail moments ago. It's a translator, and I got it primarily to get Swahili in it, and it doesn't offer Swahili audible. It will put it in print, like you'll ask a question and it'll have it written out, but it doesn't do the audio like in French. I was just demonstrating it, speaking French, and it does it. It'll print it out for you, what you spoke in the language, and then it'll speak it. So this is very important. See, like I was saying, like Scandinavian languages. Yeah, I think it has all of the Scandinavian languages. Icelandic it doesn't have, but the others it does have. So it's like, not that many people speak those languages, but it has it. says that any of those nations that benefited from the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, they make sure they're going to include them in this product, but not languages in Africa. So don't you think that this will, to have your language spoken and written, including this device, don't you think it will improve commerce in that nation? Let's say you go on vacation and you go to a country like Sweden, and it's only, I think, about 5 million people in Sweden. So they have a lot of land, considering how many people that live there, So it's spacious, it's not overly crowded. And you bring the device and you talk. Don't you think that's going to enhance their commerce because you're able to communicate with them? So it's a win-win for a place like Sweden. And again, I'm not poo-pooing Sweden, but it is on here. Let me show. Let me see. Okay, let me do you. Okay, has. Oops, come on. Okay, has Danish. Come on. What else? Arabic, of course. Arabic is a lot. Bengali. Catalan. I don't even know what that is. The Chinese, yeah, that of course. Czech, Danish, Dutch, Estonian. Okay, Filipino, yes. Finnish. Finnish, that's in Scandinavia. And they got it there. Finnish hardly has anybody living. Yeah, let me press Finnish. I met someone from Finland. They were very nice to me. They're very nice. Press OK. Very good. Okay. Please tell me where the nearest bank is. Oops. Oh, it's thinking. Okay. Wait a minute. Please tell me where the nearest bank is.
Kerro minulle, missä lähin pankki on. Kerro minulle, missä lähin pankki on.
Okay. I couldn't repeat that if my life depended on it. But it has it on this. So isn't that also communicating with that country that they are valued? I have my computer right next to me, and I'm going to check out how many people live in Finland. Okay, about 5. Let me show you. $5.531 million people in 2020 for Finland. Finland is a northern European nation bordering Sweden, Norway, and Russia. Okay. Population growth, not much. Okay. Population of Denmark, 5.8. Okay, that's also part of Scandinavia. But it's not that many people. Let's see about, let's see, I checked some other place. Yeah, look at this. I wrote in the question, how many people speak Haitian Creole? Look at this. Nearly 11 million people. And it's spoken, let's see here. It is the first language of nearly 11 million people, many of which reside in the United States, Canada, France, and various Caribbean islands. In the state of Florida alone, Haitian Creole is spoken over 300,000 people, etc. That's a lot. So, Finland has was that? Okay. Finland has 5.5, and it's on my device. Let's go Sweden. I was just talking about that. $10 million. Okay. 10 million. Okay. The population growth is not really that much. The growth rate is going down. Now, I've been to Sweden. Yeah, it was fine. I had a nice time there. Yeah. Yeah, Sweden, 10.35 million. But as I saw, Haitian, 11 million. And they don't have it. It's not even listed on the device. Yet it's spoken all over. It's spoken in the Caribbean and America. See that? See that? Isn't that important? Isn't this something? You have a lot of people of Haitian ancestry, and they speak a Creole, a Haitian Creole. It's a very, very different than French. You know, they also can speak standard French also, those who go to school. But the heart of the people, they speak Haitian Creole. And but it's not on the device. That one's not even on this device. Swahili. Oh, let me do the Swahili. You type in Swahili. Look at this. See, I want to show you so you don't think I'm joshing you. I want you to see it. So I'm very visual also. So I typed in, how many people speak Swahili? Okay. It is one of the official languages of the African Union, the AU. Swahili is among the 10 most widely spoken languages in the world. The 10 most widely, so you don't believe me? Swahili is among the 10 most widely spoken languages in the world with more than 200 million speakers. Okay? So, 200 million. Over 200 million people. And it's spoken in many countries in Africa. Okay. Let me show you what countries speak Swahili. Okay, what percentage of Africans speak Swahili? 10% of the whole population, they say, speak Swahili. Okay, where else? Okay, I'm trying to look for the countries that speak it. Okay, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, parts of Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, parts of Mozambique, Zambia, parts of Somalia and Ethiopia. Yeah, it is a major language. A major language, Swahili. over 200 million people. And this company, Vasco does not offer the audio for Swahili, just the print. So you talking it and you see the print. What if they can't read? You want the audio. That's the whole point of it, because people talk, right? I don't want to read something. I don't have to read something, communicating, you're out in public. Excuse me, what's this? You don't want to have them reading it. They want to hear it. There might be, anyway, outside in the sun, it's hard to look at the monitor, to see the monitor. Like I have a smartphone, and when I'm outside and I need to look at it, I can't see because of the sun. Can't stop it. My little doggy. Sorry about that. Lily, good girl. Yeah. So that's a handicap. That's going to discourage people from communicating. People want to hear. They don't want to read something. It's going to frustrate people. Yeah, 200 million people, over 200 million, and they're not being catered to. Why aren't they being catered to? They have a vibrancy of economy there. Kenya, right? Tanzania and Rwanda is really booming. Many of these countries, they do speak many languages, more than one language, yes. But the heart of those areas is Swahili. It was Swahili. So it was a language of commerce, Swahili. And then they're going to deny it? Why would you do that? Because they don't value you. They don't value to join you in the commerce on the planet. This is about commerce. And without communication, there's really no commerce. When you're not able to fully engage in communication, mostly through your speech, most people hear things. Many people don't know how to read. Many people have a vision impairment. You can't really read the screen. You need large print. When you're out on the road, this thing is portable. It's just going out and about. Hey, how much is this? You don't want to read something. So what does this mean? It means you're behind the 8 ball. It means they don't want you to play in the game of commerce equally to your European and your Asian competitors. They are handicapping you. They're handicapping you from enjoying the same type of commerce and the ability of communicating. They're not considering you, even though you have over 200 million people that speak it. Why? Because of the expense? But you're going to have languages that's on here, Scandinavian languages, only the people in those countries speak it. They're not that many people. And a lot of those Scandinavian languages, they can all understand each other. They can so even if you just have one Scandinavian language, it could still be understood by the others. Basically, they understand each other. So how come they're not including you? This is where biasness comes in. It's a I think almost like a program biasness. I used to work in finance. It's a private sector, and the company was bragging about how they have offices on every continent. So I was saying to myself, wow, if I stay in the company long enough, hey, maybe I could transfer to some of the other, locations. I always wanted to travel. And she's naming it, but she excluded Africa. Why? Why? They don't want you. Why don't they want you? If money is all the same. It's these type of questions that's really having me ask questions about my growing up in America. I love my country, America. I love it. But does it love me back? Does it love me back? It's like, you live here, like getting hair products. There are a lot of people with, tight curly hair, but a lot of the shops will not touch your hair. They don't want to do you. Even though you got millions of people here in New York City that have, tight curly hair, and they have to go to the same schools to be a licensed cosmetologist or beautician. It's a license. You have to pass an exam, and you have to demonstrate that you could perform different techniques or what we call services on the client. So a perm, a hair perm, if you have straight hair, a chemical relaxer if you have the very tight curly hair, hair coloring, barbering. They all have to go to the same school. I mean, they all have to go to a beauty school and then get licensed. But when you go in, they will not do certain hair. They will refuse, or they treat you like shit. It's the same mentality. They don't want to deal with, they don't want to address certain nations or of people. And they don't want you to be part of the game of commerce. You know what this one YouTuber was speaking about? He travels to different countries in Africa, and one of the countries he's visiting is the country of that I don't even want to give the name, the name. I want to call it the ancient Canaan of the Bible, the land of Canaan. And yet people that were there before the European invasion, 1947. And and this individual that he was interviewing in that country is what we would call a black man. And he calls himself an Ishmaelite. And he said that he and his family have been there for many, many generations, since the time of what we call the Bible. And so you're made to think that Middle Eastern people look a particular way. Sure, you have all types of people, but they don't want you to see what people really look like. You have the newcomers, and again, the ones that are being catered to, like in these devices. This one has that language, that what they speak in that country, the dominant group there that's ruling that piece of land now is on this. Yeah, not that many people really speak it. They speak it in that country, and that language was introduced back in that country because it was speaking Arabic there. But so it's brainwashing people to think a certain way. It's about dominance, and they don't want that continent to really feel included in commerce. Oh, what was the point I was going to make? What was going to say now? I know there was a point about it. I guess in short, it's really a mindset. Who they're going to include. It's also it's limiting the money you can make. And when someone feels like they're more important, they're going to mistreat you also. When you're not valued, they're going to start to mistreat you also. How are those people treated on that land? I heard about things that happen to people who, what we call a black person or a black African type person, how they treated. Yeah. They have people that are called the Canaanites that still live there. They're jet black, African looking, and someone was interviewing them, and they called them horrible names. Oh, I think I remember the point. The interviewer asked the question, why are we hated so much? That's what he paused. Because his answer was that they don't want you to, they know your true history, his answer was. And that you don't know your history, but they know your history, and because they know who your real identity is, they despise you. And I was thinking about that. The young lady there, the Canaanite, did she do anything bad to anyone? No, probably not. She was a pretty girl, soft-spoken, and they say horrible words. They were there first. Canaanites were there first. There's a lot of people that were there first, and they're still there. And I remember I was looking on a video on Saudi Arabia. Do you know they got black people there in Saudi Arabia? Dark-skinned black people living on the edge. But they want you to think Saudi Arabia is that one particular phenotype. But even if you look at the so-called typical Arab, look closely at their face. Don't they look like mixed race black people? Especially North Africans. Especially North Africans. I've been to Egypt. Egyptians are not white people. You go to Egypt today, you won't really find any white people. They are brown in color. I remember the bus ride from Cairo to Alexandria, there and back. And I was like amazed, because see, I was lied to. In New York City, we have to fill out these, sometimes like certain job applications and government forms. They always ask you what your race is, always. And it's a real pain in the ass, because why do they want to know what you are? But it says, if you're from North Africa, you are classified as a white person. So I believed it. I said, oh, well, I guess they know I've never been there. And then when I went in the military and we had to go there, and I saw those Egyptians myself. And I was enraged. I was so freaking angry. And I went in the Museum of Cairo. And I saw what the Tutankhamun looked like. His that golden covering for the face. That's a black dude. I just, you know, they're corrupting history. They're corrupting your history, and they're making you feel excluded, and then they usurp. Excuse me. Don't want my computer. And then they want to usurp your history and then acquire it. You have people who put their name in the Bible. They said that's their history. You do a DNA test on those people. I doubt you're going to find any link to that part of the world. And you got people who are always there, and these people are chocolate. I mean, you are who you are. You are who you are, and that's what's important. But I'm saying the importance of being included, even in a device like this, a translator, a portable translator, so you can go out and about and do business. Hey, you know, how much is that dress? Where's the nearest bank? And this one does not have the Swahili in the audio to do the audio of it. So I'm speaking in English, and then it repeats in the language, you know, Swahili, if I select that. But it doesn't do that. But it does have the written form. So at least it allows that. Swahili is spoken by over 200 million people. And we see with some of the Scandinavian languages, just 5 million people. And they got everything. You can speak in it and do the print and the audio. And I think also he has a camera too. Yeah, this is a high-end translator. And you could snapshot something in the language and they'll translate it for you. I have to find out whether it has that function in the Swahili. If at least it has that. Let's say I have to fill out an application. I have to know what something says, so I have to check that out. Yeah, this was top of the line, but I'm really disappointed it doesn't do the audio. See, and you start to wonder why you want to be somebody else. I don't want to be anybody else but me. I like myself. I like myself, and I want you to like yourself. We're no worse than anybody else. We're entitled to anything what anybody else has. And I'm just doing this video because I want you to awaken that the reason why you may feel inadequate is these little things that plague us in our daily life. You're excluded to certain services because they don't want to do you. They don't want to touch you. But they love listening to our music, our dance, our arts and crafts. They want us to entertain them, but they will not do anything. But they don't want to entertain us. And so when you're near them to, let's say, work beside them, they freak out. They're very insecure of these other people. When you have to work next to them on a project, it's a hostility that comes out from many of them. And when I used to be in the private sector, I encountered these things. I was in I did many different types of work. I worked in many different fields, many industries. And if you're not, we call it thick-skinned, and I'm very sensitive. I admit it. I'm a very sensitive woman. And you start to wonder why you feel, because it's an attack. It's an attack on you because they don't want to compete with you. But they love to be entertained by you. And just say no. I know of someone who is a singer, beautiful voice, and she is getting so upset. She says, I'm tired doing this. I don't want to sing to them anymore. She loves singing. But she feels like that she's singing to entertain them. And one day, like she worked at a resort. Everybody there is white. This person I know is black American. And one day in the audience, a black person with a little girl, black woman with a little girl comes in, and the singer said hello, and the lady in the audience snubbed her. She's the only black person there. Hello, and then she actually walked out on the show. It crushed my friend. It crushed her. I said, wow, why are we doing this to each other? Because she's probably picking up the same thing. She's tired. The lady in the audience feels uncomfortable. Because again, this stereotype that you are there to entertain white folks. And she probably couldn't take it. She's a black woman from Britain. And she was in some resort in Europe, other place in Europe, and just snubbed my friend, my black friend. Again, it could have been other factors that were there, but that's what happened. I mean, I know that we can only speculate. If the woman doesn't say why she actually walked out, you could only speculate. But she was pissed, and she didn't say hello back to the entertainer that's there to entertain you. We're fed up. I think it's time for us to start really setting commerce for yourself, for the community that you are part of. For a company like this, Vasco, I would like for somebody else out there, some other black person out there, to create a translator for Africa, the continent of Africa. You have the African Union, right? Why not have a translator, of those different languages in Africa? To show goodwill. Yes, many of them are multilingual. But wouldn't it be nice to have something like that, the power of a translator specifically geared for African people to be able to commerce together? And for people, outsiders, to be able to communicate with them, it probably invite even more people to the continent. And it's showing goodwill. It's saying, I'm taking the time to learn your language, or at least get a translator to do it for me so I can talk to you, you can talk to me. That would be spectacular, wouldn't it? Don't I make sense about some of these things? Yeah, it's excluding people. But yet this is an opportunity for those entrepreneurs to say, we're going to create a translator with the African in mind. Or let's say Africa and the Pacific Islanders. It's like saying, we accept you, we want you. Let's include us all in the family, the indigenous family. Yeah. So that's all I really wanted to say. That is something that I notice, and you start to feel sometimes like, what's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with you. It's something wrong with those other people, and they're deliberate. They are deliberate. But knowing that, then you can fortify yourself and say, get to know yourself, and maybe really get to know your history. Maybe you can start teaching your kids their native tongue, where they came from. Because when you take that, it's like holding a piece of an identity of you. Then they can't really deceive you. If you're always thinking, if you're always thinking somebody else is better, then you're going to indirectly say that you're not valued. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. You are just as important as anybody else. And it's also signifying that this is an opportunity, a financial opportunity to start that business, to start these portable translators like this one, or even to hair businesses. The science of hair, getting real products for your hair type. The schools here in America, I've been there, and I loved it. Schools that really cater to your indigenous hair type. More and more people want to get into the hair business, but let's have the actual science behind it. A lot of people are doing hair and they're not doing it right. Just look at a lot of the people's heads. They got bald spots, scabs, because they're not following protocol, how to do hair safely. They're not sanitizing their implements. They may not be washing their hands before they do a service upon the person's head. Yeah, your hair is fragile. Your scalp, especially now with all these diseases out there, you want to be as clean as possible. Have these fantastic institutions there to teach the science of you. Don't wait for Europeans or Arabs or Asian people to know your body. Get to know you first. If you don't like yourself, those other people are not going to love you either. They are just going to continue to despise you. Get included by including yourself, mobilizing, and form community to help you grow. Stop trying to be like other people and be you and learn about you. Okay? I thank you again. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And boy, I'm sweating. I feel a little sweaty right now. Yeah, it's hot here in New York City. It says it's 73 outside, but in here the thing says 79. Yeah, I'm feeling hot right now. I gotta get something to drink. Yeah, thank you again. This beautiful Friday afternoon. Thank you again. If you like this content and you want to contribute to my channel, you can PayPal me. Just go on my channel called Spirit Journey, and on the banner's right hand side you will see my PayPal me link. Just click on the link, follow the prompt, and any amount would be greatly appreciated, and I thank you in advance. Okay, I thank you for watching, and you can write your comments below. Okay, take care, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.